Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go! Do you have absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for?
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked? Bella Verita, I do think that worked. Happy Mastery Monday. Welcome back from the Caymans, my friend. Take us in. Who's here? What's happening?
Let's do the things. Hello, Sean and everyone. And so I am hoping everyone is here because I can't figure out how to use this computer and to see if the people that I am introducing are actually here. So this is going to be a fun adventure. But we're going to start off with Jeff Mount. Jeff, are you in the house?
I'm here.
Fabulous. From Fairfield, Connecticut, 2013 Innovator of the Year, Wholesaler of the Year, and creator at the Essential Family Office Training Program has launched 2 mobile apps. Let's welcome Jeff Mount to the Real Raw.
Jeff, welcome, my friend. How are you?
Thank you. Doing fine. Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to ask everybody for a fun fact, something that would be maybe your most proud moment, could be your most embarrassing moment, could be the most shocking moment, something that would make us go, Jeff, no way. So, Jeff, what's a fun fact about you?
So my fun fact is my passion to when I want to shut down mentally is I travel the world fly fishing.
Get out of here. That's amazing. What's your favorite place you've gone fly fishing?
It's actually upstate New York, a place called the Beaver Kill, which is actually where fly fishing was invented here in the United States.
This is a fly fishing master, to know that off the bat. So, Jeff, welcome to the party as coming off of catching some trigger fish, not fly fishing, but reef fishing in Grand Cayman last weekend. I am definitely not a fisherman. My son loves to do it. Had an incredible experience. Then we ate them at 7 Restaurant at the Ritz-Carlton. I'm sure you have many fishing stories. Actually, what's your favorite fish that you've ever caught? Like the moment of fly fishing forever.
So I actually find more challenge in freshwater than I do saltwater. I have been to Grand Cayman. But I find that the saltwater fish are more sensitive. So I caught a 22-inch brown trout on the Beaver Kill, which for the East Coast, that's pretty darn big. Out west, they get bigger because there's less pressure.
Well, Jeff, congratulations on that. Thank you for being here today. We're going to have some fun. And by the way, what are we even doing here?
Yeah, what are we doing here, Sean Callaghan?
I don't know. I thought you knew. No, we're playing with the superpower of influence. We believe that everybody is here for more. Einstein said, make it as simple as possible, but not simpler. So we reduce that into people want either more financial abundance, money. They want more time freedom and scaling. And if they have money and time, then people want magic. In the end, we all want magic, but there's a sequencing to that. So what brought you here today? Money, time, and/or magic. If people are like, I want all three. Yes.
All three, absolutely.
Beautiful. Love that. So, and overall, well, how do we help co-create that? Because 25 years ago, I discovered that influence was a superpower. Lots of data points to prove unique mastery in that. Maybe we'll touch on that a little bit later. But the reality is the superpower of integrous influence, not pitching, hooking, closing, not those things, but heart-centered connection, bringing truth forward is what this is all about. And then what you do with that skill set, how emotionally you get yourself to use it, because everyone goes into that survival brain, whether you're a 22-inch trout, you're a triggerfish, you're a lion, you're a great white, or a human, we all react in our survival brain. What makes us different as humans is our ability to get beyond that survival brain to that thriving brain, because we're not gonna die if we get rejected or we fail. In fact, I don't even know if those things exist. We begin playing with all of those things here on the Heart of Influence. And my co-host, which I'll introduce in a second, who else is here today, Bella?
All right, next up we have Ryan Moriarty. Hopefully I'm saying that correct, from Jensen Beach, Florida, an experienced software developer, engineer, and business owner, opened an accounting firm for small and part-time business owners. From 10 to 300 clients in less than 18 months, looking to disrupt the entire industry of tax prep. Let's welcome Ryan to the Heart of Influence.
Ryan, great to reconnect.
So I have to go with the thing people like about me. I have a doctorate in computer science. So I'm a doctor of computer science. So I think that's a pretty fun fact.
Dr. Ryan, that is a super fun fact.
Dr. Moriarty, like the
like Sherlock Holmes.
like Sherlock Holmes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You bet.
Awesome, Ryan. Well, pleasure to reconnect. Welcome to
Sean.
Yeah, let's go do the things. So,
thank you,
Bella. Who else do we have here?
Next up, Sean Callaghan, we have Classie Colinet. Sorry, guys, I don't do last names very well, but here we go. Strategic diversity and equity inclusion leader at the law offices for public defenders, and also a board member of the board for New Jersey courts and association and the board of association for Black women lawyers. Let's welcome Classie to the Heart of Influence.
Classie, welcome, and thank you for all the great work you're doing in the world.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Well, thank you. And Classie, what is your fun fact?
Fun fact, I went ziplining for the first time in my entire life in Puerto Rico a couple months ago. It's a lot of fun.
Beautiful. How did ziplining go for you, Classie?
It was fun, exhilarating.
That is awesome. And where'd you do it? Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico. We were in San Juan.
Beautiful. Well, congratulations on ziplining and all the work as a blind man, all the work that you do in diversity and inclusion. Much appreciated, my friend. So thank you. Bella, we got Classie. Who else do we have?
We got next up, he's my favorite just because I can pronounce his name fully, Mr. Tony Russo from Rochelle Park, New Jersey, president of the CIA NJ, also CEO and editor of Commerce Magazine, and past chairman of the Environmental Commission and Planning Board member. Let's welcome Tony to the Heart of Influence.
Is it okay that I clap for myself?
Yes, Tony, of course. Welcome to the party, Tony.
No, thank you for inviting me. I love the energy. So thank you.
Well, thank you, brother. And what's a fun fact about you?
So it's not the healthiest, but a few years ago, I discovered the joy of smoking cigars. And so, you have a cigar, I'll come to you and let's sit down and get to know each other over a cigar. And that's my kind of scene. So that's a fun fact. Again, not the healthiest, but.
Well, congratulations on having something you're passionate about. I'm sure there are many. What's your favorite place to enjoy a cigar in New Jersey?
My backyard or in a park. But the problem is smoking is being banned everywhere. So there's very few spots that I can go. Probably have to head into New York at this point, but.
Got it. There used to be, and I'm not a cigar person myself, there used to be a place, I don't think it exists anymore, up in Englewood, New Jersey called Smoke. That was a big steakhouse and cigar place. But I do agree, there's a lot of the elimination of happening.
Yep. It's gotten tougher. So.
Well, thank you, my friend.
Thank you for the invite. Yeah.
And what's your mission, vision, and purpose? So you're here, you're leading commerce and industry and doing beautiful things. Like, why that, and what's it all about for you?
Yeah. So again, I appreciate the invitation. So I run a business group. We have about 900 members. I think, Raj, I'm looking at you, and I know you're from England, but Mazars is one of our members here in New Jersey. And that's what I love about my job, is that I've been doing this now for 9 years. And really the reason why companies will join us is we do a lot of work in Trenton, New Jersey, and you talk about influence. And if you're a type A personality, which I think most of us are on this call, you got to get the governor and you got to get legislators to do something that they may not want to do. And I think you hit it on the head, Sean. You want to keep your ask simple, you want to be genuine, and you want to make your point and then move on. And that's the hard part of lobbying and being an advocate, is you got to get right to the point, and you better be genuine, and you better have your facts right.
Yeah, absolutely, Tony. Well, thank you for being here and for all the work that you do, stretching way outside your comfort zone. I can imagine you could write about 5 books on the complexity of human influence in the political sphere. So thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bella.
Next up, we got Michael Givner from from Morristown, New Jersey, president of ACG NJ, also the founder and president of M&A Advisory Forum and IMG Business Advisors, board member for both NJXPX Exit Strategy Exchange and the New Jersey Board of Mental Health. Let's welcome Michael Givner to the Real Raw. Heart of Influence.
Thank you, Bella.
Michael, welcome to the party, my friend, and your fun fact, please.
All right, thanks, Sean. So my fun fact, as long as we're keeping it fun, 30 years ago when I graduated high school, I graduated as the all-time points career scoring leader in basketball, and that record still stands today, 30 years later.
Wow. What high school, Michael?
Belmore JFK on Long Island.
Beautiful. Good for you. That is an awesome. Did you go on to play after high school?
I knew you were going to ask me that. So I was recruited to, I wound up getting hurt, and I did not play in college. But, you know, I always say I went to the college I chose wisely because that's where I found my wife. So I wouldn't change a thing.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations on your extraordinary career and for being a part of this today. And Michael, by the way, and everyone, we've had more than 550 shows since COVID has begun, and we've had 3,250 people sit in your seat. So thank you for joining that incredible ecosystem of 3,250 people. And Bella has a couple times said the Real Raw. We've recreated the name of this to the Heart of Influence. When we first began the pandemic, we called it the Real Raw. It had like a little bit more competitive energy and who was scoring higher. And then we realized, you know, this is sort of like hanging out at a great steakhouse, whether you have a cigar or not, and connecting at a heart level. So we called it the Heart of Influence, and we've just begun calling it that. So Bella, who else is here today on the Heart of Influence?
Next up on the Heart of Influence, we have Sam Gaylord from Lawrenceville, New Jersey, partner at a 40-person law firm, sees himself as a businessman and a marketer that just happens to practice law, and runs multiple virtual speaking events and talk shows on Facebook Live. Let's welcome Sam Gaylord to the Heart of Influence.
Sam, welcome to the party.
Thank you. Thank you. Great to be here.
Awesome. And please, Sam, your fun fact.
I have since 5th grade played trumpet and still to this day do so, and use that as sort of a relaxation in my office when everybody leaves, and practice almost every night. So it's been a fun thing that's gotten me to a lot of different places.
All right. Well, brother, forgive my ignorance in the space of music. I went to Columbia University as an undergrad. I got a C+ in music humanities, which was not supposed to be a hard course. But is the trumpet like what the cavalry would play Is
That's
that
more
like
of a bugle.
a bugle?
So trumpet would be more like Maynard Ferguson or Wynton Marsalis.
Got
or
it.
someone like that.
Yes, got it. Because I was a big F Troop fan. I did like when they
There you
played.
go.
Yes, but Quentin, I
Showing
think,
our age, Sean.
yes, I love it in reruns at least. In reruns,
Oh,
do you remember it? Do you remember F Troop?
Of course.
I think that Agarn only passed away in this year, if I remember that correctly. I heard it like recently that Agarn is no longer with us. So thank you for bringing that fun reality here. And what's your larger mission, vision, and purpose in the world, Sam?
I represent injured workers. I am a disability litigator and make sure that individuals who are hardworking people are protected against those who are trying to prevent them from having the benefits that they're otherwise entitled to.
Well, beautiful. Well, Sam, thanks for all that you do in the world. And again, as a blind man, many, many issues of complexity have surrounded disability issues in my own family. So thank you for doing the work you do in the world and for being here today.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Bella.
All right, next up we have Rocco Mariotti from almost New Jersey. Don't know where that is. CPA and partner in law firm leader at Cullen Resnick. He also runs the industry practice for the firm and is a member of the employee benefit plan practice. And he specializes in all of my least favorite things like audits and budgets and law firm accounting. None of my favorite things. Let's welcome Rocco to the Heart of Influence.
Rocco, welcome to the party.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and if you
He speaks dirty words, Sean, like budgets and audits. Those are just dirty words.
Yes, Bella is allergic to these words, Rocco, no doubt about it. But my friend, what is your fun fact?
My fun fact that everybody knows about me is I am a Disney fanatic. So my wife and family, we've been going for years. Vacation club members, and we go for 2 weeks every year, and we've done just about everything between Walt Disney World, California, cruises, anything Disney we go on.
So Rocco, you have one day at Walt Disney World, Orlando. Which park are you going to, and what are you doing as like the highlight of the experience?
It'll be me and my son spending in Hollywood Studios and in the Star Wars section of the park.
I
could go
could have
guessed that multiple times.
Beautiful. And Rocco, is have you watched Obi-Wan?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And no spoilers, please. We're only halfway through. Thumbs up, thumbs down. How did you feel?
Thumbs up. It's the better one to come out.
Beautiful. Awesome. Well, Rocco, appreciate you being here today.
Thank you very much.
Bella, we got Rocco, Star Wars Magic present, and
yes. And next up we have Stephanie Angelette from Medham, New Jersey, an attorney recruiter, former partner at Parker and Lynch. Also is a TBA advocate for her brother and her whole family. And she is the recipient of the Legal Education Opportunity Kaplan Foundation and Garland Scholarships. Let's welcome Stephanie Angelette to the Heart of Influence.
Stephanie, how are you?
I am great. How are you? So that was kind of a mouthful, Bella. But I'll tag it on, Sean, to your, I guess I'm the last fun fact, right?
Yes.
And so my fun fact is that I am a TBI and disability advocate because I am the court-appointed legal guardian for my younger brother, who is an adult that was disabled by a traumatic brain injury. He is a traumatic brain injury survivor after he fell into the subway tracks in Manhattan and New York City.
Oh, wow, Stephanie, our hearts are present to that, and thank you for all the great work you do. A lot of heart-centered people doing beautiful things, Stephanie. And how about your fun fact for today?
So my fun fact to tie that in was that I'm a TBI and disability advocate and also the court-appointed legal guardian for my brother.
Cool.
Yeah, and so the sort of odd part that I think Craig was trying to tie into my introduction was that I graduated law school, got the scholarship, all that fun, exciting stuff, and the night of my swearing-in ceremony was when my brother's accident happened. And so less than 12 hours after taking my oath and being sworn in, I became, an advocate for him, for my family, a family representative. And so it was like literally less than 12 hours after my swearing in. And so that tied into my fun fact of, being his court-appointed legal guardian.
Oh, thank you for sharing all of that. And again, for the work that you do in the world. How many years ago was that, Stephanie?
So his accident was in 2015, and I was appointed his guardian in 2016, and I continue to act in that role for him.
Well, thank you for that mission and purpose in the world as well. So awesome job, and welcome to the Heart of Influence.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bella, is it just you now, my co-host, to talk about?
I know, we still have 2 more to go, Sean Callaghan.
Amazing, please.
Yes. So next up we have Raj
Bavishi, I hope you are.
Bavishi, director at Mazars, a global financial provider designed to help businesses hit their financial goals, CPA, and works in both financial and transactional services. Let's welcome Raj to the Heart of Influence.
Thank you, everyone.
Raj, welcome to the party, my friend. And what is your fun fact, please?
So I'm sure you can tell from the accent, I was British from London, moved to America in 2006. But before that, even though I'm of Indian descent, I was actually born in Africa, born in Sudan. So, I kind of call myself the UN kind of, Indian descent, born in Sudan, raised in London, and living the American dream.
Beautiful. And Raj,
I
thought you were originally from Staten Island.
I was.
Super cool. And what's the mission, vision, purpose for you, Raj, in the world?
Look, I think it's all about energy and networking and meeting people. I was excited meeting Drew, and it was, at the ACG event last week. It's important to keep traction, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Awesome. Well, Raj, welcome to the party, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bella.
Last but not least, we have Karel Gomez from Miami. Am I saying it right?
No.
No. Well, how do you say it?
Karel.
Oh, yes, there's no ends. My apologies. Karel Gomez from Miami, Florida, CEO of draftPros, which is one of the top 6 telecom engineering companies in the U.S. Recently, in 6 years, he took a company from 4 employees to over 500 employees, and he's an executive board member of the Epic Foundation and a family man of 2 daughters. Let's welcome Karel Gomez to the Real Raw, the Heart of Influence.
Thank you. Look, this is already a lot of fun, and we just started. Sean, it's a incredible honor to meet you and the work that you and your team do. Thank you very much. Very excited. I guess I have a couple of fun facts because I love talking. First and most fun fact is, I'm sure everybody here is familiar with the Ricky Ricardo, I Love Lucy.
Yes.
So, right, a Ricky Ricardo character. My dad in Cuba, I am from Cuban descent, born in Cuba. My dad was actually the real Ricky Ricardo of the Tropicana Club in Cuba in the 50s and 60s. I guess later from their show, right? So I guess Ricky was earlier years, but my dad was, the host of the Tropicana Club.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and so his name was Reynaldo Gomez, not Ricky Ricardo. But I grew up in show business. My mom was a professional dancer at the same club in the background with the big, the fruits in the hair and all that stuff. That was my mom, and my dad, of course, was the host and a singer. And, he didn't dance, just like Rico Ricardo. He was a singer and the showman, told a lot of jokes, but I dance and sing. I got a little bit of both. So, you know, my sister and I went as kids to all dance competitions. We've done a lot of dancing. I still love to dance and I still love to sing. And no, I will not sing here today, but maybe some other time. You know, I also am a spokesperson for the USDOT SBA office, and I speak to small business owners on how to grow their business quickly, like I did, right? With very little financial support, as most small business owners face at the beginning of their journeys in business. But anyway, those are some of my small fun facts. I have many that I can tell you, but I want to go back to Jeff and Rocco real quick, if I may, and I know time is important here, but Jeff, you're a fly fisher. You know, my next door neighbor here in the Keys is Stu Apt. Do you know who Stu Apt is?
I know the name, but no, I don't know him.
So Hall of Famer, world record, 3 world record holder for fly fishing, basically invented fly fishing in the 30s or whatever. The only person that's caught a over 200-pound tarpon on a fly fishing gear.
Wow, that's a big tarpon.
His wife holds, and he's next door. I can see the tarpon from here. I wish I could turn the camera, but I can't. I don't have enough cable to do it. But his wife holds the record for the biggest fish caught on fly fishing by a woman. So they're my next door neighbors. She's in her 80s, he's in his 90s.
Love it.
So when I heard you talk about fly fishing, I thought I'd share that with you. And then Rocco, you said Disney. I could have guessed. And in fact, I was laughing because I knew you were going to say Hollywood Studios and Star Tours and Star Wars, because me and my family are also huge Disney fans. Of course, we live here, so it's only a 3.5-hour drive to Disney. So we do a lot of Disney, and I knew you would say Hollywood Studios. So may the force be with you, my friend.
Happy to hear it. Happy to hear it.
Fully present to it all. Karel, welcome to the party, and thank you for being here, without a doubt. My co-host, Bella Verita, started selling crafts on her front lawn as an 8-year-old to begin her career in the heart of influence, progressed to being a 7-figure earner in the space of network marketing before she turned 20. Then she progressed to being the #1, imagine this, in a male-dominated industry, the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada at the age of 24. First woman ever to do it, youngest person ever to do it. Now she speaks on stages all over the place in the world. We just got back from the Cayman Islands. We're at Belgium speaking at Tomorrowland. We have Tony Robbins' stage coming up on Thursday of this week at Business Mastery. And then Friday, we're speaking at Chris Crone's event in Utah. So we have some fun. But I think what is most impressive to me about this woman, and the many impressive things, is she's dyslexic, decided to go back to college now, and has a 4.0 GPA in college. At this point, my co-host on The Heart of Influence, the one and only Bella Verita. Let's hear for Bella. Bella, your fun fact, please.
My fun fact is it is painful when Gina Ricci, our MC, is not here, and I got to do all this reading and last names and pronouncing because the dyslexic is way overwhelming. But my fun fact is the man that owns the company is my significant other, so I don't think I'm going to get fired for how terrible I did. So there you go. There's my fun fact.
That is a fun fact. And my fun fact is I brought this woman on the day after my son was attacked by a shark. True, but maybe a little misleading. On the day after my son was attacked by a shark, I brought this woman to the exact same dive site so my son could get attacked by a shark again. Yes, we're in Grand Cayman. A nurse shark followed us for an hour on an hour and 10-minute dive. And on day 1, bit my son's fin. And on day 2, bit my son's fin. No shark feeding present, just truly a wild interaction, but it was super cool. So that's my fun fact for today. Oh, and by the way,
Sean, you have a lot of big eyes, like deer in the headlights looking at you. Because I'm now wondering if they're thinking, you tried to feed me to the shark.
That is very true. And my other fun fact is I'm a blind man, and I've taught blind people to surf and sighted people as well. And we're gonna go rock this party and get it started. Bella, who's going first?
Well, first, before we get started, Sean, I want to introduce my co-host, Mr. Sean Caligie, only one of 2 attorneys to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts, and the only one that's blind. Recently, just rose $2.6 million for refugees in Ukraine on a stage that they thought, we might be able to like raise 200,000. Just also was named one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys by New Jersey. My co-host, the one, the only, Sean Caligie.
Thank you. So it is my honor, my privilege, and I shared my fun fact, but my mission is to bring the superpower of integrous influence to the world. 25 years ago, I became fully present to this as a man going blind and having absolutely no idea how business worked and operated, and to realize that there is a mechanism and a way and a capitalist structure for professionals and, quite frankly, for everyone to have a very different reality. And that's my mission and work in the world. So, Bella, this is a little intro to that. Who's going first?
Let's go with Ryan, because his background kind of looks like the underwaters of Grand Cayman. So let's have Ryan start.
Yeah. So Ryan, here's what we're doing. We're playing with the superpower of integrous influence. This is about going from hello to yes. People are like, what do you mean hello to yes? Everything in our marketing, our selling, our managing, our leading, our recruiting, our fundraising, for profit, not for profit, begins with yes. So Bella will be any avatar we like. She'll be on the other side of that yes. She might be an ideal client, a strategic partner, an investor, whatever. Ryan, who would you like Bella to be that you're going from hello to yes with?
Ryan, you're on mute.
So what was the question?
Yeah. Who would you like Bella to be that you're going from hello to yes with?
Oh, I would like her to be someone who she can be anyone. She can be anyone.
She could be an ideal client,
an
investor. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, I would like her to be, someone who owns a business that hires, a whole bunch of 1099 workers part time.
Beautiful. So you're hiring a commission-based sales force. Bella, take us in.
Hello, this is Bella.
Hi, Bella. How you doing this evening?
I am doing great, Ryan. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking.
Yeah. What can I do for you? I have a couple of minutes.
Yeah, no problem. So I was just wondering how's your day been? How'd you end up on this call?
Yeah, I ended up on this call because my good friend Sean Caligie recommended that we speak, and so I thought, let's see what you have to say.
Yeah, sounds pretty awesome, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Cool. Yeah. So I'm just wondering, a little bit about you. Sean didn't tell me too much. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Texas, and I live in New Jersey now.
Oh,
yeah.
New Jersey, huh?
Yes.
In Texas.
Moved here to help run the sales team here and help grow our unblinded team. So I think that's why we hopped on the call, because I am definitely the person that does the hiring around here.
Yeah, you run the sales team.
Yeah, I do the hiring and that. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so cool. That's so cool. Do you like that?
I love it. There's no better place to be, for sure.
What about it is enjoyable for you?
I love the people. I love the camaraderie. I love the mission. That we are up to in the world and supporting people and business owners in their money, time, and magic. And I love magic, so here I am.
That's great. That's so cool. And so, what are you? Where are you? So right now, you're right now. If I get this right, you're managing the sales team. You're in New Jersey from Texas, and you're enjoying working with this company.
Correct. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And so what are kind of your goals? Where do you want to end up? Where do you want to go?
Yeah, I mean, our biggest goal is we want to fill an 80,000 person arena for a live event, people coming together because we believe 1 + 1 = 1 trillion relationships, or at least more than one, to grow our money, time, and magic.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
80,000 people.
80,000.
So that's your mission, and that's the company's mission as well. Do you take that mission like really to heart? Like, do you feel like it's your responsibility there?
Yeah, I definitely take to heart, and I have, about 20 seconds here. But I definitely take to heart the the money, time, and magic. And sales is what drives a company's money. So it is definitely something that I'm passionate about for sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And do you mind if I tell you a little bit about myself and what I do?
Yeah, if you can, because I'm at the end of time. I have another call that's coming in, but if you can just give me a couple quick, because I definitely want to know. And then
I think a lot of your salespeople are 1099 workers, aren't they?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So it turns out my accounting firm, what we do is we focus on either part-time 1099 workers, or or just people who are doing 1099 work full-time, small business owners essentially. And we've just come up with a way to be able to do their taxes really well, and for a third of what people are charging out there. So like your clients wouldn't really need it. Everyone's always looking for a good accountant. Everyone's always looking for a good accountant. And for like people where it's really simple, things kind of get complicated because they kind of get thrown in with all the other business owners.
So Ryan, real quickly, that is super fascinating, because I've never heard of anyone that specializes in that. I got to run right now, but I'd love to have a longer conversation if that would work for you.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk soon.
Okay, awesome.
Excellent work, Ryan. Excellent work. Bella, who's going next?
Next up, we got Mr. Jeff.
Jeff, please, who would you like Bella to be?
So we're going to be at a wine tasting event. We're going to do the small talk about the wine. I'm a financial planner, and in order to save time, normally I would ask what you do, but just ask what I do so we can get right into it. And we'll enjoy our cab together.
Yeah,
I love it. This is my kind of party.
It's nice to meet you. What's your name?
I'm Bella.
Bella, I'm Jeff. It's a pleasure. Are you a big wine connoisseur?
Yes. At one point, I think I belonged to like something like 6 or 8 different wine clubs. So
you really get into the wine. Good for you.
Yeah.
My wife's slogan is rosé all day.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Although I don't really love rosé, but I do love the saying for sure. Yeah.
Sure. And on a hot day, why not? I'm like you. I'm more of a Cabernet or Italian red fan.
Yes,
but
most definitely. And how about you? What do you do, Jeff?
So we use dynamic mapping to elicit a digital family office experience for our clients.
Wait, what?
I get that a lot. So rather than explain all of that, I'll give you a couple of scenarios of case studies of people we work with. Let me ask you this. Last time you had Thanksgiving at your house, I assume you have immediate family. You ever had extended family there?
Yes.
Of course, right? Who is it in your family who brings up the toxic conversation, religion, or politics?
There's definitely someone who does that.
Okay, yeah, you don't have to say on camera.
Who that is, though?
I understand.
I can get myself into big trouble.
We all have that person, right? And of course, you hear the voices go up. You feel the temperature in the room go up. And as a metaphor, I want you to imagine what might happen if somebody threw a big pile of money in the middle of the Thanksgiving table at that moment in time. What would happen?
I feel like there would be a frenzy.
There would be a frenzy. Exactly. Everyone's temperature's up, everyone's heated, and suddenly, oh my God, there's opportunity. This is a metaphor for what sometimes happens when the matriarch and patriarch pass, and there was no real family discussion about the family purpose and exactly how this was going to be distributed. So identifying everyone's rights, roles, and responsibilities up front tend to keep the peace when this event finally occurs. Additionally, we're entering a bear market / recession. And it's funny, I don't know about you, but I'm of the belief that when the market's doing well, or even if I'm gambling and doing well, the thrill of victory is not equal to the agony of defeat. The defeat thing is much, much worse. And I find most people who are of the same mindset end up visiting their statements every day, or certainly more frequently than normal. And what ends up happening is they start questioning what they're doing. And they start thinking about the bare bones knuckle boxing that goes on in the market. What I'm talking about, and this is not always the case, but in many cases it is, it becomes a real fist fight because the buyer thinks the seller is dumb for buying the stock at this price, and the seller, and vice versa. So they both think they're dumb, and this push-pull goes on all the time. In the event you as an investor who are concerned about managing that downside risk want to do something about it, there's this new strategy that's been used for decades by governments, by armies, by CEOs called game theory.
God. Now, Jeff, I got like 20 seconds because I got another glass of cab I gotta go try.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the game theory allows, we use artificial intelligence, and we use machine learning to effectively run billions of scenarios a week to increase our probability of being correct, so that we can minimize the downside of that market and give you the upside to the degree that we can. It's not perfect, of course. Does any of that resonate with you?
Yeah, it sounds super fascinating. Unfortunately, I have to run at the moment, but maybe we can schedule a longer conversation. You can tell me more.
In a more private setting, I think that would be a good idea. Thank you.
Perfect.
Yeah, nice work. Let's see what the judges have to say about Jeff and Ryan. Bella, who's going?
All right, so this is the time of the show. We got the judges, and this is, I think, a very important role because we are all going from hello to yes at some point in our life or something. So judges, we're going to be giving feedback to Ryan and Jeff, something that they did great, and then something they could optimize to be a little bit better. And then we're going to give a score from 1 to 10. 1 being you would rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have a longer conversation. And trust me, you don't want to do that because I just came from the dentist spending 2.5 hours at the dentist. It's not that fun. You don't want to do that. A 5 would be like, if they buy you one of those fancy Frappuccino mocha chocolate things with like the caramel sauce at Starbucks, maybe you'd join them at Starbucks for a Frappuccino. Or 10, you would hop on a private jet to fly anywhere in the world just to have a longer conversation. So let's start. How about Sam? We start with your 30 seconds of feedback for Ryan.
For Ryan, I thought it was very good that he tried to incorporate the facts about you, tried to get information from you about yourself to try and insert into the conversation. I thought it was good that he circled around to confirm all of the facts that he had gotten. What I would have suggested a little bit more was sort of getting to the point a little quicker. He did that a couple of times, but then didn't need to continue to go from there. And I would say a score of 6.
Oh, very nice. Awesome. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
Let's go, Rocco. Rocco, your 30 seconds of feedback for Jeff.
Jeff, I thought Jeff had great energy at what he was saying. Got a little more to the point than what Ryan was doing. Gave some good detail as to, what he was trying to sell. Gave a real life experience as to what he was doing. Did put a little personality into it with the wine and everything like that. So I thought he came off very well, and I would give Jeff a 7.
Beautiful. Thank you for that, Rocco.
Welcome.
And let's go, Stephanie. Stephanie, your 30 seconds of feedback for Ryan.
So for Ryan, I liked that he asked some questions to just warm up and get to know her a little bit. I think that he asked some good questions. Obviously, in this scenario, it was a little bit, difficult to get like the exact information that he needed to kind of get set up for like the pitch part. So I think that because of that, like the effectiveness of what he was delivering was just a little bit affected by that, like a little bit of awkward question and answer. But I think that at the end, we definitely got more energy and more information about what it was that he wanted her to know.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Awesome. And then did you give a score?
Oh, and so my score for Ryan would be a 6.
6. Beautiful. All right, let's go with Tony. Tony, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Jeff?
Yeah, thank you, Bella. Jeff, I thought and I'm going to use an airport analogy here. I thought your plane took off rather quickly, which is great, right? And then you circled the airport around a couple of times, but then Bella was waving you in for the landing, and I think that's what's important. So your pitch was great. I thought it was definitely personable. You definitely connected with the wine, right? Something that's not really work related, but you kind of focused on maybe something that she has a passion for. But, and then you kind of lost her with, and I'm not even sure what that technology or method of sales is, but you may want to just kind of keep it simple. But I thought overall you did a great job, and I would give you an 8.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Awesome. Let's go with Michael. Michael, your 30 seconds of feedback for Ryan.
So I can tell when it first started, I was also a little bit confused. It seemed like Ryan also was trying to figure out, what am I trying to get out of this? And I didn't. So, but I think he overcame it nicely. Once he realized, then he started to build rapport a little bit, and he was trying to make the connection on a personal level, and I thought that was good. But, then he got off track a little bit with, when he started digging into the New Jersey and Texas too much, and but overall, I thought his energy was good, and I thought he built good rapport. And I would also, I would say 6 would be a good number for it overall.
Beautiful. Thank you for that, Michael. And let's go, Raj. Raj, your 30 seconds of feedback for Jeff.
So I thought, Jeff obviously came across quite different from what we were experienced with Ryan. Jeff, I think you made a very conscious effort to give feedback and make it more about, not just work, but the wine testing, which I thought was great. But similar to what Tony mentioned, I think the last 15 seconds or last 30 seconds was just about getting that punchline in to get that next sentence, the next meeting as such. I think it's a strong 7, not quite a private jet though.
But maybe a prop plane. There you go. All right. Next up, I want to make sure I'm saying your name right. Karel,
yes.
Karel. Okay, beautiful. Karel, your 30 seconds of feedback for Ryan, please.
Ryan, it's funny because we're all watching from the outside in, and we all probably will make some of the same mistakes that we noticed. So I apologize. But I think you've got to get faster at getting to the point. I also think that you weren't really sure what the call was about at the beginning, and you kind of had to figure that out. But get faster to the point. Most professionals who you're trying to sell need to hear what you're calling them about and then move on. They don't have a lot of time. So not too many questions on the personal side, just a couple to make it personal, but not too many. I thought you asked too many. You were very friendly, and eventually you did circle her in and get her attention, but she had to ask you a couple times, what can I do for you, right? And so I gave you a score of a 5. And I'm sorry, because I'm sure some of us will probably make those same mistakes.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you, Karel. And then last but not least, we have Classie. Your 30 seconds of feedback for Jeff, please.
Thanks. I think Jeff did a good job of breaking the ice, right? Establishing a rapport with Bella. I thought that was really important. And he was also doing a good job of explaining exactly what it was he was trying to get Bella to get on board with. And don't really have much criticism. Overall, I give him a score of 7.
Beautiful.
Classy. Classy's classy.
Classy is classy.
I think it's nap time, Belle.
Oh, I get to go take a nap, right? Because your butt is going on the hot seat. I have had a traumatic day, and I need some payback. Because this is the time in the show where I get to do a little reverse role play with Sean. I get to put him on the hot seat, and somebody here is going to choose the scenario that Sean goes from hello to yes. And we've done like political things with Trump, with Putin, with Biden. And we've done fun things like, you know, a life insurance salesman, even if one sold ice to an Eskimo. And my favorite, he had to convince a very conservative New Jersey attorney on why he should go to Burning Man. That was my personal favorite. So Sean, how about you choose a number between 1 and 10?
10. Let's go 10.
Let's go with 10. So that would be our friend Karel. You get to choose a scenario, and I have a feeling you might be able to come up with some. So you can choose to set the scenario for Sean that he goes from hello to yes with you or somebody else here, as long as it's integrous, or you can pass it to somebody else. Up to you.
No, let me think here, because you mentioned you've had some really good ones. I kind of want to stay out of politics and religion because I don't know everybody's state of mind on that, and I don't want to start a war here. Sean, let's make it simple.
Yes, sir.
You are selling Bella on a car she does not need.
Oh, well,
She does
the only
not
thing
need
would
a
be,
car. She doesn't want a car.
okay, so the only thing we have to do is it's in integrity.
Oh.
So yeah, so it can't be like forcing somebody to do something they want. It could be selling
no.
a car. Maybe it's selling a car to her that she's afraid to buy. She really needs it, or she's really excited about wanting to get a luxury car, but maybe she doesn't feel she's worthy. It could be something like that, but that it's actually good for the person. As long as it's that, we're good.
Right, understood. Okay, so let's go and you know, you explain the scenario. Let's go with that. You're looking for a car, and you're just uncertain, Bella, on buying an electric vehicle versus a gas engine vehicle, and you're on the fence on which one you want, and you want to help the environment, blah blah blah. But all the you know, you have some plus and minuses. Does that work?
Sure. The only thing Karel would ask is if you could pick somebody other than Bella, because we don't want it to seem like we're working together.
I thought it had to be.
No, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be me, but it could be anybody here. So I could
Anybody else that would want to buy a car.
Yeah, I could sell it to you or anybody else here.
Oh no, not me. Well, heck, let's do Raj.
All right. Raj, how are you today? Are you okay with that, Raj? If we go,
that sounds great. I mean, this is a great debate. I have a gas guzzler right now. So
okay, so Raj, hey Raj, thanks so much for coming in. I know you said you have a short window. My manager told me we could have a chat. Can I ask you this? What brought you into the lot today? I understand you have a gas guzzler. You're looking for some possibly other things.
Sean, you know what? Listen, paying the car off was the biggest day of my life. And you know what? I'm so happy it's paid off. It's been 5 years now, though. You know, should I just continue it until I run out of gas and then get one, or should I keep on going?
Yeah, Raj. Well, the reason that I'm the number one person in sales at this dealership is because I'm going to deliver truth. And support you. So I couldn't possibly answer that question for you, brother, because I'm not going to tell you what I think you should do until I know a little bit more about you. So Raj, where does a car fit in your life? Where are your economics?
Great question. Yeah, so I have to commute to work every day. So it's about 50 miles back and forth each way. And then on the weekend, it's really the grocery run.
Got it. And how do you feel about cars? I mean, do you have a little disposable income? Are you living paycheck to paycheck?
You know what? I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. I've done that phase in my life. Now we're trying to save up, and I do like my brands. I do like my brands.
Cool. And what does a car mean to you? You know, so when you think about car, what does it mean to you?
You know, I think of two things. One, safety. That's always an important factor. But I also like to feel good. You know, one thing about me is when I spend money, I want to feel good when I spend money.
Yeah, awesome. So in our final minute or so, can I share a little bit about me and what I'm thinking might make sense for you? Okay. So again, my mission is to support you in being a customer for life and referring other customers, period. That's how I operate. So I heard gas guzzler. I heard that you've achieved a little different level financially. I also heard you're saving up for some things. So couple quick thoughts. I could show you some things, but I do believe unequivocally that going electric over gas is the way to go. I'm not saying that just as an environmentalist. I'm saying that because while there's challenging dynamics around charging and finding some of those things, in the long run, you're going to save a meaningful amount of money, and you could put yourself into a car that makes you feel quite extraordinary. There's sometimes people think about the electric side of things and think it's only efficiency, but there's some really awesomely cool vehicles that we have here. So, and one final thought is, as we're moving through this world of ESG, environmental social governance, and people are thinking so much about there's like these virtue signaling things, and I'm not saying whether or not I believe that's good or not good in the world, but it's just true, Raj. And as you think about business and going back and forth, even how you fit into your community, the more mindful we are about things, the more that doors seem to open for us. And an electric car is not only cost efficient, it can also be very powerfully cool. It's something that resonates very powerfully for people. So if any of that feels, like it touches your heart or feels right, I'd love to, because I know you only have the 3 minutes, I'd love to have a longer conversation and begin showing you some models. How does that conversation so far resonate for you, Raj, or not?
That sounds like a great plan.
All right. Well, thank you, my friend. Okay, out of roll. All right, Raj, how did I do selling an electric car, and which I know nothing about?
I tell you what, you sounded like you did know more than I did, but I think it was great. Coming from that CPA background, I would have maybe thrown in the tax incentives with the whole new bill. There's $7,000 there on the table. But I think overall you really mentioned the right reasons, to go down this path. So that was interesting.
Awesome, Raj. Stephanie, how did you feel about that scenario?
So I noticed some patterns, and it seems like, you humanized, right, the process of buying the car and making that decision. So you asked him how he felt about it. And then you told him, you circled back to, how making this choice is going to make him feel. And so that was something that stuck out to me, right? And just humanizing and going beyond the tax credits or the money.
Beautiful. And how did that feel for you?
She's coughing, Sean.
Okay. We'll come back in a second. Karel, how did that feel for you?
I felt great. Look, you were honest, or you came across as honest, right? Regarding the character you were playing, right? I'm not talking about Sean the person.
Yeah.
The character came across as honest. You made it clearly abundant to the customer. Hey, I'm an honest person. When you said, I can't tell you what you want, you have to tell me. You get the details on what the customer is looking for, what the customer wants, and then you offered all the pros with only, with almost no cons to buying the electric vehicle. So you offered nothing negative, all positive to the vehicle. And then you stayed neutral with regards to everything the customer was referencing, with the exception of the product you were selling, which is very important, because you do not want to get caught in a conversation about politics or religion or something other than the product you're selling, because you had an opinion that was unrelated to the sale. And that happens a lot, and people lose customers because of that. But you did not do that. In fact, when he asked you continuously just kept to the product and stayed away from commenting on things that are really his business, not yours.
Well, thank you, Karel. Thank you for that scenario. You did a great job, my friend. And how was your time with us today on the Real Roll, Karel? How'd you enjoy your time?
Oh, so far it's fun. I'm excited. I can go another hour here.
Well, thank you for that. Classie, thank you for being here today and being so classy and elegant in your feedback that you gave. How was your time with us today, Classie?
I enjoyed it. It was great getting to know everybody, learning some unique facts about everybody, as well as getting different perspective, right, on how to convince people and how to influence people. So really enjoyed my time.
Well, thank you, Classie, and appreciate you and your energy as well. Jeff, outstanding job. Thank you for jumping into the courageous participant seat. Jeff, how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
A lot of fun. I noticed it jumped off the screen as you said, does this resonate with you? Because that's my close generally as well when you were doing your role play. But I also loved about what you did was you didn't go for the sale. You just wanted more time. And that's all you were trying to do. And that's all I was trying to do as well. This is a lot of fun. Thank you.
Well, great job, Jeff. Appreciate you. Ryan, thank you for kicking us off today. And again, in the courageous and vulnerable participant seat. Very nice work, my friend. And how was your time with us today, Ryan?
Oh, I really enjoyed my time. It was great. I enjoyed the role play and talking to Bella. I was a little off of the clock. I didn't realize what exactly, so that was why it took me so long to get there. Yeah. But we, I think we got there in the end, at least close enough. But I really did enjoy talking to Bella, and I enjoyed my experience. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, appreciate you, Ryan, and looking forward to it. Thank you, my friend. Sam, thank you for kicking us off as a judge. How was your time today, Sam?
Oh, yeah, very enjoyable. I got a lot out of the experience, and one of the things I always try to focus on is more so the experiences and what you learn, and then what you take with you for the next experience. So I enjoyed myself, and was very happy I was invited.
Yeah, well, thank you. Appreciate you very, very much. Rocco, how about yourself? How was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
Very well. I enjoyed it a lot. It's always great meeting new people, learning new opinions. And it was just a benefit from the beginning.
Well, appreciate you. And Stephanie, thank you for jumping in with a little bit of feedback there. I don't know if you've recovered from your coughing, but how was your time, Stephanie, with us here today?
Yeah, sorry. So I got a tickle in my throat. So fortunately I had some it was excellent. I noticed a lot of parallels also in what I do, with the recruiting particularly. I find that recruiters have, there's this stigma that they're very aggressive and it's very sales and it's about the money. And so, I bring that human element into it to say, how do you feel about where you currently are? How do you feel about your career and where it's going? So I think it's a combination of, humanizing and connecting with people and understanding what's important to them. And then being able to focus on the things that are important to them when you are, sharing how you can provide some value.
Awesome. Appreciate you. You have great energy, super articulate, and thanks for being here today.
Yes, so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Tony, thanks, brother, for being here today. How was your time?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it just like everybody else. I didn't know what to expect. And what I came out of this was, I think people will always respond to positive energy, no matter what you're trying to sell. And I thought you, Sean, did a great job. And Bella, what a great colleague you were to Sean. I mean, I got to tell you, it's not easy doing what you did. And I love your name. And if I know my Italian and Latin, it means beautiful truth, right?
It does, yes.
So, I mean, what a great name. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely, Tony. Thank you. And thank you for that acknowledgement. Raj, thanks for jumping in that great scenario and for buying an electric car potentially. How was your time with us today, Raj?
I think this is very different. I think it was unique. Because of COVID, I've been involved with a lot of, online sort of networking events kind of like this, but this is, I think, much more personal, which I thought was great. And I think there's a bond here that was created just by the 15, by the 10 people here. I would say, more wine and beers next time, but
yes, we can all
that's the British side coming out, I guess.
Chin all the way. Raj, thank you so much for being here. And yeah, when we created this, it was because COVID ended in-person gathering and speaking. And so we had to make a decision, and this has allowed us to explosively grow Unblinded and do incredible things. And it was our innovations all the way along the way, and this show became something very different when Bella joined as co-host, for sure. And Bella, why don't you ask our final guest how he felt about the show today?
Well, I'm just sitting here floored because, I'm dyslexic. I introduced everyone, and I can't remember anyone's name 5 minutes later. And here we are, an hour and 15 minutes, and you have remembered everybody's name in here. It's absolutely crazy. And he gets blind, so he can't see the screen. Absolutely extraordinary. So I have the pleasure. How about Michael? I don't think we heard from Michael.
Yeah, Michael is the only last person, I believe. Yeah, Michael, please.
So I think the key word is energy. There was great energy the whole hour and change. I also didn't know what to expect or where exactly it was going in the beginning, but then when it started to define itself and take some shape, it was an enjoyable hour and just great energy and great participants. So it was a good way to spend the evening.
Yeah, Michael, appreciate you enormously and all of you being here. We did go a little bit over. We normally don't have 10 people. Normally we have 6 to 7 on the Heart of Influence, but we had some commitments. And then they're like, oh my God, we got to put this person on today. So this was an extraordinarily large group, and you did a beautiful job. Bella, incredible work today as always. And you know, my final thought on this, and I'll ask Bella for her final is it can end here or it can continue. We do teach, train, lead, coach. Oh, this is like a sales thing. Well, yeah, it is in part. First it was to connect, but also there's so much incredible work here. Have an additional conversation with one of our team members. My partner, Adam Gugino, co-founder, built a $750 million company, Inc. 500 magazine, 3 consecutive years. I built a 40-person law firm and sold it, a 100-person law firm. We teach integrous, rapid business growth and acceleration. In fact, we have a massive in-person event coming up. If any of this resonated today, have the next conversation. If not, we truly appreciate you being here anyway and being a part of the 3,250 plus people that have been on the Heart of Influence, formerly the Real Raw. Final, Bella, who, by the way, was in your seat at some point. Bella.
Yes, absolutely. It was about 2 years ago where I came on the Real Raw for the first time, actually as a recruiter. And when I got done with the show, I was like, I cannot wait to have a call with that Adam guy, because I can't wait to teach them all the things that I know. And then I got on the phone with Adam, and definitely take that call, because there's no one that is more heart-centered and strategic than Adam, and having a call. And the call absolutely blew my mind. And I said, let me take this thing for a test ride for 6 months. Let me see what they have to say. And within 30 days, I realized that there is a big difference between sales and influence, and causing people to say yes with integrity, with heart. And 2 years later, here I am, ecosystem merging with Unblinded, and super proud to be here, because what you get in front of the camera is what you get behind the camera. So, and I've been part of the coaching space for 2.5 decades. And there is no one who teaches a formula like Sean teaches here. So back to you, Sean.
I appreciate that. Listen, love you guys. You've been here for an hour 15. It was supposed to be an hour. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here. A lot more to do. If you want to learn more, we're actually even doing something tonight at 7 o'clock. So you can ask Drew or one of the team members a question. Really appreciate it. I am absolutely certain that we all want more money, time, and or magic, and that more has a formula to create it. It's the superpower of influence, what you do with it, and how emotionally, in light of our fears of rejection and failure, we get ourselves to use them in integrity, with love and respect, but directness and precision. That's what the game is all about. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for being here. And we are all blind.
And just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.